Hey guys, GHAZZY TV here with another Path of Exile 2 video, and in this one we're going to talk about the insanity that is the markets. Divine Orb prices are soaring, we don't know what the fuck is going on at the moment, and they seem to not be able to go down. So I'm going to talk about the culprits behind this phenomena, and we're also going to be talking about potentially some solutions to this and comparing a lot to Path of Exile 1. A lot of people are already frustrated about this, and it also ties in together with the increasing, well, problem that people are feeling regarding item rarity. So, rarity. Let's start with rarity. Rarity in general has the effect that it actually applies to currency orbs, which is a humongous issue. They removed this in Path of Exile 1 to not give its item quantity to increase the quantity of currency orbs dropping. However, they've reintroduced it by baking it into the rarity modifier in PoE 2 for some odd reason. This has obviously caused some issues. However, based on information and playtesting and what we've seen before, I'm currently playing on 165 rarity. People have, without a doubt, blown rarity problems out of proportion to a very drastic scale, to the point where people now expect you to drop several divines per map or multiple divines a day at least by just having a little bit of rarity. This is not the case. I've been playing quite a few days now on between 100 and 165 rarity, and I drop between 1 and 2 divines a day. I am currently sleep deprived to a level I've never felt in my entire life before, because I'm running an uncapped subathon that seems to never end. We are essentially playing 20 to 24, 27, 28 hours at the time before I have a tiny little sleep break. So that's the amount of hours I'm effectively playing the game right now, and I'm dropping 1 up to 2 divine orbs a day with 165 rarity. So where is the issue with the rarity? And the answer to that is breaches. There's a lot of pushing of rarity with having significantly higher rarity than I'm running, and doing this with multiple breaches and juiced up tier 16 maps. Those are the situations that you would be able to drop multiple divines, and obviously this is a humongous problem. Those type of maps also take forever to clear, but it is also a little too strong, and that's also impacting the market. This is, without a doubt, not the main culprit, in my opinion, to why the divine prices are soaring the way they are, but it definitely is a culprit adding to the issue. Then we have other things that very few people out there actually bothers mentioning, and that is RMT. And RMT stands for real money trading. Basically, you pay real-life money and get in-game currency. This is against terms of service. You will have your account banned. Don't even bother, and you'll also ruin the game. This is obviously a contributing factor. To what extent that is, I can't say. We don't have the information or data on this, but it's obviously always going to have an impact on any market, and whether or not it's good or bad. So I don't think that's something we can talk too much about because we don't have the numbers. I think that the biggest issue that we have when it comes to the market issue is that, unlike PoE 1, we don't have a currency sink that is very clear and obvious in the community. The problem with currency sync in PoE 2 is that we're in a position where we are incentivized to use Exalted Orbs, which we also drop a stupid amount of. So we use Exalted Orbs for crafting, or rather, we find something that looks good on the ground and be like, yo, this one has 3 out of 6 mods I want. One is a shit mod. Let's slam it twice with Exalted Orbs and pray it hits good. Oh, it didn't. Oh, I'll have to throw the item to the ground. Or we'll have the secondary incredible, very advanced crafting method of chaos orbing, where we remove a modifier and add a new one, praying we don't hit any of those 3 mods that we wanted on the item, and hoping it hits one of the ones we didn't want, and hoping that will turn into something we do want. That's not crafting. This is literally fucking one-armed bandits rolling the fucking slot machine at a casino. Anyways, that is the incentivized currency sinks available in PoE 2. As a direct result of this, Chaos Orbs and Exalted Orbs are kind of like the currency that actually is being spent. Vol Orbs for mapping to some degree as well. Some Omens are used as well. And obviously we have things like Expedition Crafting, which is the artifacts down here in Exotic Coinage and stuff like that. Those things are kind of used. But to what extent is Divine Orbs used? It seems to be the golden standard of trading. The problem with the Divine Orbs is that the only use of them is to randomize the numerical values of modifiers on an item. I have played, as I mentioned, an extreme amount of hours. I have 3 characters around level 90. This one I've played the most on has a played time of 8 days and 18 hours, or 18 and a half hours of active gameplay on this character alone. This is 1 out of 3 characters I have around level 90. I have used 2 Divine Orbs. Like, I've actually literally used 2 Divine Orbs. Ever. In PoE 1, we have access to a crafting bench. That crafting bench allows us to put generic type of modifiers on items as it enchants, like resistances or attributes to help navigate or fine-tune your gearing. Put that last mod in as a bench craft to guarantee that last mod in a worse version than a normal type of modifier. However, it costs a specific type of currency. The lower tier crafts modifiers on the crafting bench in PoE 1 comes in the form of Chaos Orbs. If you have a modifier on your item already, to replace that, you'll have to spend the Scour Orb, which doesn't exist in PoE 2, but it should, in my opinion. What then happens is that you have a natural currency sink. This makes Chaos Orbs the baseline low-tier currency to be traded, because that is what people will be using the most. In PoE 2, that currency is Exalted Orbs. The problem is there is no currency orb above Exalted that is being commonly used, because nobody uses Divine Orbs. At least not to that extent. And in the translation to PoE 1, the metacrafts, as they're called, which is basically a higher endgame or the higher tiers of crafting, costs Divine Orbs, naturally creating an actual currency sink for this elevated version of currency. You actually also use Exalted Orbs in PoE 1 for these type of crafts. But that is the currency sink that makes people use the orbs, which basically creates a scenario where the more people have access to them, the more crafting people will do with them, and that creates a very nice balance in the economy for players. But in PoE 2, that doesn't exist. This means that we have an underlying issue, which I said before, is a bit blown out of proportion, of magic finding with a Divine Orb. It is a problem, but not as big of a problem as people make it out to be. That is increasing the flow or existence of the quantity of supply of Divine Orbs. However, there is still no sink for Divine Orbs. So when people keep asking me, yo, GHAZZY, do you think that the Divine Orbs are going to go down in price? No, I don't. I think they're going to go up, and they're going to continue going up, because the only thing that's going to happen is people are using Divine Orbs as the base standard for trading. And the more time that goes by, the Divine Orbs don't disappear from the market as a sink. They're just going to go increase in quantity. And then suddenly people that play the game a lot are sitting on thousands of Divine Orbs. When they sell an item, they're not going to care about 1 div. They'll sell shit items for 10 divines, because everyone that has played from the start will have that currency. How is that going to affect the players that don't play an obnoxious unhealthy amount of hours, like myself and other streamers and other people? I think the price is just going to go up. There's no sink for it, which is really, 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 really awkward. And I think that's the biggest problem. I don't think that rarity is the biggest culprit. I think they're contributing to an already existing humongous issue in the community, and that is that Divine Orbs are now the baseline currency to trade between each other, and there's no sink to it. So the supply will increase, and as the supply is increasing, you would expect that the price is supposed to go down, but because there is no demand for them, it just doesn't. It's just an arbitrary value. Essentially, Divine Orbs in your stash is the equivalence of your gold in your inventory. They have no use except for trading items. And that is the biggest issue I see with Divine Orbs right now. But obviously, like I said, RMT has an impact. Rarity is problematic, but not to that extreme extent. And it is also contributing to this. But the biggest problem is there's no sink for it. Literally no sink. We're not incentivized. There is almost no crafting existing in the game that isn't just complete gambling. Those are the biggest issues I have with it. I don't want to sit there and yap too much. I made my point. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments down below. And hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe. Keep rocking.